Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's the day I've been waiting for. Finally have a dead standing tree back in the woods here. I spotted it while I was fertilizing the hayfield the other day, and it's a huge pine tree, 150 foot, maybe better. I've still got some work on the house pad to do. I'm going to get some of that done with the track excavator today, but the big opportunity here is running some newly ported orange chainsaws. I've got the Wolf here. This is going to be the 61 272 24-inch bar. I'm also going to be field testing the 338 XPT for the first time. It's going to be a good episode. Welcome to Man Time. Alright, well, let's see what we got here. It looks like we've got something digging around back here. Okay, here is our workspace for the day. And this is our dead tree right here. Let's see if we can figure out why it died, maybe. What the heck is going on back here? Okay, alright, so here is the stump, and it's got, oh geez, it's got a tree like grown right up beside it. Almost looks like it's growing into it. Oh, okay. That's a little bit of a clue there as to maybe why the tree died. So it's got this tree right here beside it that is kind of taken over and actually eaten into the side of the tree. And I guess with the wind and stuff, it's just been chewing it up. It looks like there was a limb too right there. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to take this tree out first, and then kind of go from there. Of course, we want to assess. Yeah, we got a nice widowmaker hanging right there, and the path out looks to be this way, out into the hayfield. Looks like a small path. Once we get this tree out of the way, should be a path kind of straight at where that tree's coming through. Yeah, so looking at it here, so this is going to be that tree that's coming up the side of it there. And then once this is out of the way, I should have a pretty straight shot kind of right in here to drop it. See how the wolf wants to do, huh? Oh, she's deadly. There's nothing holding her back. I was kind of afraid of this. I mean, I kind of wanted to cut it so that the wedge was going to take it that way. There's no way. I mean, it's right up against that tree. It's going that way, whether I wanted to or not. So I kind of cut the wedge, just taking it that way, and now it's hung in a little tree over here. One other thing we're going to do here while we're assessing the tree is look to see if the branches are hanging in any other trees. And we're also going to assess like which way the lean of the tree is and which way the branches are kind of wanting to take the tree. And from this angle, it looks like all the branches are kind of coming this way, which is where I want it to go. I want it to fall like right through here. So let's take a couple steps back here and get a look at, yeah, so right through here is where I want that tree to come down. Yeah, nice thing about having a dead tree, I guess, is the wind doesn't affect it as much. There's nothing up there to really catch that wind, so. All right, I'm going to use let's see here, 61-272 traditional cut. And yeah, let's get after it. want to be. Holy smokes. Well, I kind of butchered that front cut, but went right where I was aiming. Check out this stump. So this whole front corner of it was just rotted. I mean, this is all just rot. Nasty. I don't see any termites in there. I would have thought it would have been somewhere on the back, being as that's where that tree was rubbing. I thought that might have been the cause of the tree dying, but you can see here I had probably 3 inches of holding wood, and I mean this whole thing just pulled right out of there. I didn't even really need to use a wedge, and I guess that's why it's important to judge the tree. Man, I really butchered that front cut in this thing, didn't I? I guess that's one thing you learn using a ported chainsaw, is that you can make mistakes a lot quicker. Man. And I mean, it wasn't perfect going through there. It stalled out a couple times, but it's pretty good. Man, a lot of hinge wood there. I guess, yeah, I mean, I was going just to try to get a little bit deeper. I went about 50-50. Actually, really deep on the front cut because I butchered it so bad. But, yeah, I couldn't really feel all this rot in there. I saw a little bit of rot, but it seemed like it was more kind of like toward the center and not all the way out. Like that. Yeah, the odd thing about this is it's so hard to tell the difference between too rich and too lean. That's definitely one big problem. So what I'm going to do is just go back to my base settings here. I find it likes to run like 1 1/4. And I was 1 1/2 low, 1 on high. So we'll stay basically 1 and 1. Tell me this thing's out of gas again. Plenty of gas. Yeah, it's just hard to tell whether it's too rich, too lean when it does that bogging like that, because sometimes when it does that it's too rich, and sometimes when it does that it's too lean. Again here, what we're trying to do is keep as big a chunks as possible to pick up with the backhoe. Yeah, so I'm looking for like where it splits, and this one has just a bunch of splits in it. But if we cut right at these splits, then we have nice big chunks to pick up with the backhoe. All right, so let's see how it restarts. See right there, I gave it gas right when it started, and didn't like that. Let's cut this up into like thirds maybe, somewhere in here. let's see if we can identify what the problem is with this chainsaw. Do a little field repair. Why not? See if we can get her done in the field. So the deal is, it's not getting fuel. And when I built this saw, I used clear fuel line. Okay, so I'm looking at that. It's full of fuel. I mean, that's what it feels like anyway. It feels like it's not getting any fuel. Now, there was one little caveat when I put this together. Like, this screw right here had a bunch of tension on it. I just saw something kind of run up. Anyways, I took and drained all the fuel out of it. Checked the fuel line, the filter, everything looks good there. So why would it not be getting fuel? I rebuilt the carb. I'm looking at, like, in here to see if there's any kind of gaps or anything that could have been causing it to not get fuel. Next we'll take the plug off, make sure everything looks okay under here. Plug looking nice. I mean, it looks good. Looks like it's brown. Piston still smells like fuel in there. Piston is clean. I mean, it still looks brand new. I don't see any scoring or anything that's telling me that anything has gone wrong with any of this. Did you make your guess? Still got time. Right here. Husqvarna 261. Now this one, all I basically did with this one was having to rebuild the carb. I fired it up. It was running pretty phenomenally from the get-go. Starts easy, tunes easy, stock saw, and 20-inch bar. That was the main reason to carry this one with me. I've got plenty of 20-inch chains and everything else, so it should be good to go. Let's cold start it. And see, this one actually has the half throttle at full choke, so let's try it out. Yeah, that's why I brought this one. Just from the moment I fired it up and used it the first time, I could just tell this is a fairly low hour machine. It hadn't been abused. I mean, it looks like hot garbage, but it performs amazingly. And with a nice sharp chain on it, I mean, it just does its job like it's supposed to. And That's why I brought it. And I have lots of 20-inch stuff, so. Well, that was a fun day. What do you guys think? You think this is going to be a good backup saw? I think so. I'm definitely going to tear into the Wolf there, the 61-272. I'm fairly certain it's a bottom end seal issue. I mean, that saw was ragged out bad. I should have done that from the get-go. I've got a seal kit. I even had the seal kit in the bearings. I just didn't do it. And you know, you run a saw like that's been ragged out that hot. I mean, it's running hot. I mean, it's running hot. I ported it hot. I wanted to test the limits, and I guess that's what you get, right? You don't go all the way into it. It lasts for about 5 tanks of gas. Spark plug still looked fairly new. The top of the piston looked immaculate. I mean, running it correctly, just should have gone all the way with it. But that's going to do it for today on Man Time, guys. If you like these videos, go ahead and subscribe, thumbs up, whatever you want to do there, and join me for the next one. You can get out there, have you some man time too, huh?